You've been going to the gym 4, 5, maybe 6 days a week. You're not skipping, you're not slacking. You show up, you do the work, you go home. And lately, every single session feels like you're lifting through wet concrete. Your weights aren't going up. Your motivation is completely gone. You feel flat, heavy, kind of hollow. Your joints ache a little more than usual. Your sleep is weird. You wake up already tired. You dread the workouts that used to be the best part of your day. So you do what everyone does. You go online. You type in your symptoms, and within 30 seconds, the internet has a diagnosis. Overtraining syndrome. You're overtrained. You've been pushing too hard. Your body is broken and begging for rest. Take a week off, maybe two, maybe a full month. Let it heal. Here's the problem with that. You're almost definitely not overtrained. You're just tired. And those are not the same thing. Overtraining syndrome is real, it's documented, it exists. But actual overtraining syndrome is something that happens to elite athletes. Marathon runners logging 120 miles a week. Olympic weightlifters doing 2 sessions a day for months straight. Professional cyclists grinding through a race calendar that would end most people. We are not talking about you. We're talking about someone who's been lifting for a year and trains hard 4 or 5 days a week. That person is not overtrained. Real overtraining syndrome takes months to develop. It requires a sustained, massive training load with zero recovery built in. It shows up in blood work. It changes your resting heart rate. It is genuinely serious and genuinely rare. What you have is fatigue, and the difference matters. Because if you treat fatigue like overtraining, you rest for a week, feel better, come back, and nothing has changed. Because you didn't fix anything, you just waited. The problem is still there, and 2 weeks later, so is the feeling. So what is actually going on? There are 3 things that will tank your performance in the gym and feel exactly like overtraining, and none of them require 2 weeks on the couch. The first one is sleep debt. Not just last night, accumulated sleep debt. The kind that builds quietly over weeks without you noticing. You've been getting 6 hours a night, maybe 6.5. You don't feel tired exactly. You feel functional. You get through your day, you tell yourself you're fine, but your body is not fine. Your nervous system is running at about 70% of capacity. Your testosterone is suppressed, not slightly, a measurable amount. Your cortisol is elevated, which means your body is in a low-grade stress state around the clock. Your muscle protein synthesis is slower than it should be. Recovery between sessions is compromised in ways you can't feel until you're already deep in the hole. And in the gym, you are weak. You feel flat. The weights feel heavy in a way they have no reason to. This is not overtraining. This is your body operating on a battery that you keep forgetting to charge. The fix isn't a deload. The fix isn't a new program. The fix is sleep. 8 hours, minimum, every night, for at least 2 weeks straight. I know you've heard this before. I know it sounds boring, but I promise you, your next PR is not in a new exercise selection. It is in your bedroom at 10 p.m. with your phone on the other side of the room. The second thing, and this one is uncomfortable, you're not eating enough. Not even close. I know you think you are. You eat 3 meals, you hit your protein most days. You're not crash dieting, you're not doing anything obviously wrong. But here's the thing. Your body is running a calorie deficit. Not a massive one, just enough. Just enough that recovery is consistently compromised. Just enough that your glycogen stores go into every single session a little bit short. And the result feels exactly like overtraining. Flat muscles, no pump, no energy. Bad workout after bad workout. Zero motivation to push when the set gets hard. You're not overtrained. You're underfueled. And your body has been quietly compensating for months until it stopped compensating and just gave up. The fix is not less training. The fix is more food. Go eat. Track your intake for 3 days without changing anything. Don't try to fix it yet. Just look at the numbers. I promise you will find a gap. Almost everyone does. Third thing, and nobody in the fitness space talks about this one, mental and nervous system fatigue. Your body does not separate gym stress from life stress. Your nervous system does not know the difference between a heavy deadlift set and a brutal week at work. It all goes into the same bucket. It all pulls from the same recovery budget. Work pressure, relationship friction, financial stuff sitting in the background. The low-grade constant stimulation of being alive and chronically online. The notifications, the scrolling, the news, the group chats. the noise that never fully turns off. All of it is a demand on your system. So when life gets hard, training gets harder too. Not because you've done too much in the gym, because you're doing too much everywhere. You walk into a session carrying 3 weeks of accumulated stress, and then you're surprised that the weights feel impossible. That's not overtraining. That's life catching up to you in the one place you actually wanted to escape it. Here's why this distinction actually matters. If you misdiagnose yourself as overtrained, you rest. You come back 2 weeks later, nothing has changed. Your sleep is still 6 hours, you're still under eating, your life is still stressful. And within 2 weeks, you feel exactly the same. So you rest again, and the cycle continues. And every time you take unplanned time off, something small happens. You lose a little momentum. The habit softens. The identity you've been quietly building, the person who goes to the gym, starts to feel a little less solid. You tell yourself it's fine, it's just a break, you'll be back. And you will be, but you'll be starting from a slightly worse position again. You are not broken. The program is probably not the problem. You just haven't fixed the actual thing. So here's what you actually do. Step 1. Audit your sleep for the next 7 days. Don't guess. Track it. Target 8 hours minimum. If you're consistently under that, that's your diagnosis. Sleep is the intervention. Start there. Step 2. Track your food for 3 days without changing anything. Just record it. Look at the total calories at the end of each day. I guarantee you find a gap you didn't know was there. Step 3. Honestly assess your life stress right now. Is something elevated? A deadline, a relationship thing, something sitting unresolved in the background? Because if there is, the gym is not the problem. And 2 weeks off is not the solution. Step 4. Before you declare yourself overtrained, try this first. Drop your training volume by 30% for 1 week. Not 0. Still train, still show up, just fewer sets. Same frequency, same movements. If you feel significantly better by session 3 or 4, it was fatigue. A slight pullback was all you needed. If you feel the same, go back to step 1. Sleep and food, it's almost always one of them. Now, there is a real case for a planned deload. If you've been training hard for 10 or 12 weeks with no intentional reduction in volume, a deload week is smart programming, not because you're overtrained. Because proactive recovery beats reactive recovery every single time. But here's the key word, planned. Don't stumble into it. Don't use it as an excuse after 3 bad sessions. Schedule it in advance every 10 to 12 weeks like it's part of the program. Because it is. And a proper deload is not a week off. It's a week of training at 50 to 60% of your normal volume. Same movements, same days, less weight, fewer sets. You stay in the rhythm, you stay in the gym. Your nervous system gets a real break without losing the habit. And you come back the following week sharper, more motivated, stronger in ways you can actually feel from rep 1. That's what intentional rest looks like. That's the version that works. There's a version of you that reaches for overtraining as an explanation every time the gym gets hard. And there's a version of you that learns to tell the difference between real fatigue and real failure. One of those versions makes consistent progress. The other one cycles through motivation spikes and crashes and long, unplanned breaks and never quite understands why. Your body is not the problem. Your effort is not the problem. The answer is almost always something boring, something fixable, something you already know but haven't been disciplined enough to actually address. Sleep more. Eat more. Manage the stress. Do those 3 things for 2 straight weeks. And then tell me the gym still feels impossible. I'll be waiting. Subscribe if this helped. And if you want to stay ahead of the next one, the Discord is open. See you next time.